Greetings, everyone. Glenn Kellaway from the basement. Hope everyone is doing well. Please, a commercial. Please check out my bluegrass channel, Bluegrass from the Basement. I just uploaded some playing that I did on there. I'd really appreciate some feedback on that and also some subs. I'm at 92 subs, so even if you don't like bluegrass music, could you go over to the channel and give me a sub so I can get over 100? You know, I'm back to those days. Anyway, this is a contest entry for my good friend Alex at Beer and Vinyl. Alex is an amazing dude. I mean, he's just taken the vinyl community by storm since he started. He's everybody's buddy, and that's for a good reason because he's a freaking awesome guy. And so Alex is having a contest. It closes on June 1st, and it was to get him to 500 subscribers. Now he is at 540 now. I knew that would happen. Like he would just blow that. He should have had a stretch plan. Now, when I was working in sales, my company always came up with stretch plans. If you had to do $2 million in sales in a month, they're pushing you to do three, so you're guaranteed to make the two. So, Alex, you should have done a 600 subscriber thing and pushed for it. So I'm sure you'll get there, buddy. Anyway, first prize, Alex will come and visit you in your house for a week. Now, second prize, you get Alex for 2 weeks. So, no, seriously, I don't. He's giving out records, and Alex will look after you. Don't worry about that part. Just enter the contest and subscribe to his channel. Now, the whole theme of this thing is family and friends and music and what albums and things that you have music related remind you of loved ones and stuff. So I thought this was a pretty cool topic. And we're going to start now. I'm going to do this kind of chronologically from baby up to ugly old guy. So let's start with my mom. I would not be into music if it wasn't for my mom. Not that we had the same taste in music, but she did encourage listening to music in the house. We always had a record player. She always had her records. I hated every frickin' one of them. It was all Broadway shows, Gypsy, Sound of Music, My Fair Lady, you name them, they were there, and crooners. And I don't like crooners to this day, so I can't listen to it's Al Martino, uh, John Gary, John Davidson, Andy Williams. Oh man, you name them. She had them. Um, and I just thank God the Beatles came around. Anyway, but my mom did encourage me to listen to music and never discouraged anything I listened to. Later on, through this, I'm going to say 70s, maybe probably through the 80s more, she really started to dig some of the stuff I liked. She liked some Beatles songs. She fell in love with Elton John. She loved Elton John's voice, so I'm showing an Elton John's hits album because she didn't really like one album. She liked songs, right? So this Elton John always reminds me of my mom. Number ones this was, and of course she liked Your Song and Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word and Sacrifice, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. She just really loved Elton. So she's gone. My mom passed away. I don't know how many years ago now, and she was 82 years old. And anyway, Mom, for you, Elton John, and thank you for inspiring me. Second, the most important person in my life, musically, besides my wife and kids, is my cousin Paul. We were born a year apart, lived across the park from each other when we were kids, and we became like Siamese twins. We were together all the time, and we both developed this passion for music that started at such a young age. I can't even tell. I think it's from the cradle. It really is, and we spent our whole lives listening to music, um, going to concerts. When you hear me talk about going to seeing all these legendary artists like Jimi Hendrix and Zeppelin and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, 99% of the time, Paul was with me. We started a band together in around 1978, and our claim to fame is we got a week-long engagement at this restaurant tavern in Ajax, Ontario called Hunter's Horn. Wow, I think they gave us like $400 for the week. Anyway, um, we just for our whole lives it was like Paul worked on the boats that go around the Great Lakes and stuff like that. So he was away from probably April until December every year on a boat. He'd come home for holidays and get off when he could, when he was in port and stuff. But so mostly in those days we communicated by mail, and we would send each other letters, and he would tell me he went into this port and went to this record store and picked up this. What have I been picking up? And then as soon as he got home, he would phone me and got any new tunes. That was the first question. It was just a magical relationship that, and he passed away about 10 years ago from cancer at the age of 65. And 60, not 65, he wasn't even that old. Never made 65. Maybe it was 7 years ago he passed away. Anyway, regardless, I miss him every day, and I think about him every day. And every time I bring a new record in that I know he would like, it's the first thought that comes to my mind. Man, I wish Paul could hear this. So anyway, I could pull out a million records to talk about Paul, and though that really makes me emotional. This one. Anyway, so we were huge John Prine fans, and so I just pulled out a John Prine album, and yeah, John is like family too. So um, when John was playing in Toronto at Mariposa Folk Festival, and I was working the festival, I went to Paul's CD uh, cabinet, and I pulled out the first John Prine album on CD, and I took it to see. I knew I'd be have a chance to talk with John Prine, and I went and talked to him, and he autographed it for me for Paul. So I think Paul's daughter has it now as a cherished possession. Love you, Paul, forever and ever and ever. Next, let's just talk about high school and my buddies. I am still friends with the core five guys. So this is for Gord, Wayne, Jim, and Terry, and me. That's it. Five of us. We're still friends after all these years. And Gord and I went to see Joe Walsh at Massey Hall. It must have been 73 or somewhere around then. Maybe 72. I'm not sure. Somewhere around there. 73, 74, somewhere around there. Anyway, big Joe Walsh fans. The opening act was a band never heard of before called REO Speedwagon. And they came out and they rocked the frickin' place. This is way before they were the poppy rock ballad, sucky, wimpy stuff. Their first two albums really rock. Anyway, they came out and they just rocked the place. We fell in love with these guys. Gary Richrath, the guitar player, was freaking amazing. There was one point where everybody left the stage but him, and he just played like a 10-minute guitar solo. It was just really good. And so we went out and bought this album, REO2, after that. And still, to this day, when we get together, this is one of the albums that gets played. We always play all the stuff we like. Jane's Gang, Rides Again, uh, Jethro Tull, Aqualung, whatever, but this always gets played. If you've never heard this album and you just like good rock music, check it out, man. It's really good. They do a long song in here called Golden Country that's great. They do a great version of Little Queenie, the Chuck Berry song. Um, really good. Their first album is really good too. But after that, it starts to slowly go down and then it goes woof. Anyway, next, I guess I got to talk about my dad. My dad learned to play guitar a little bit when he was young, and we had a guitar kicking around the house, but I never really got into it too much. I tried, and it didn't go. I didn't do well with it. Anyway, my dad only remembered one song he learned when he was a kid, and it was called Shoeshine Boy. And he used to pick up the guitar when he had a couple of rye and cokes, and he'd play this Shoeshine Boy. And I don't know how it even went, but he had this deep voice, and it was. I thought I got a kick out of it. Anyway, my dad was a Johnny Mathis fan. I'm trying to think of who else, but I turned him on to an album, and this album I love this album, and this is an album I always think of my dad when I play it, when I hear about it, is Willie Nelson's Stardust. It had just all such classic songs on it. All of Me, September Song, Moonlight in Vermont, Don't Get Around Much Anymore, Someone to Watch Over Me, great version of Stardust, Georgia on My Mind, Blue Sky. Wow, just a really great. It's my favorite Willie Nelson album. And my dad loved that frickin' album. I remember getting him the cassette because he had a stereo with a cassette player in it. And that's my dad passed away. Man, he would have been 101 years old on last Friday. So, and he passed away when he was 72. So, and I will be 71 this year. So it's always my goal to just kind of top what my dad did. So, if I make 73, I'm going to be a happy man. Anyway, next, how could I not talk about my beautiful wife Lynn, who supports this crazy obsession of mine, and she loves music too. But I have taken her to shows that most people would just go get out of here. But she's a trooper. And when we first got together, it was 1991. This album came out. Mark Cohen's first album. And Walking in Memphis was the big hit, and there was a song on the last track on here. It's called True Companion. I'm asking you to be my true companion. It couldn't have been more fitting for us in a new relationship. And hey, it's 33 years later. We're actually celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary on June 26th. So anyway, I love you so much, Lynn, and Mark Cohen. Last but not least, I have two beautiful daughters, and they grew up in a house with a Beatle freak. I mean, it was Beatle madness around them. It's all they heard all their lives growing up was Beatles, 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 watching Help, watching Hard Day's Night, and just they are huge Beatles fans. So I got to show a Beatles album that we all like. It's Help. Now, my granddaughter was born January 23rd, 2023. So she's like a year and 4 months or something, and she's already has a Beatle T-shirt. And I still sing. I start to sing Yellow Submarine to her when I'm sitting with her. If she'll sit still for 2 seconds, and she's going to be a Beatles fan too. So next time I do one of these videos, I'll be including my granddaughter and what her and I share musically. So, Alex, I've been rambling on for too long, buddy. Congratulations, you are an awesome guy. I love you so much. Please support Alex's channel, Beer and Vinyl, and thank you. Good luck to everyone in the contest.